I'm over it today. I am over it today. This is take 7. Oh my God. What's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk Married at First Sight, season 19, episode 7. This is not a game. Elephant in the room. My umbrella light went out on me after take 3. The damn light bulb burned out. So there's a yellowish tint, a yellowish hue that is coming onto my face. I know it's there. I know that it's gonna look different. I know. I don't need y'all to say it. I will buy a new light bulb tomorrow. This is all I had to replace it. All right. I am so exhausted today, y'all. But we gonna get through it. We gonna get through it. Before we even get started, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video. Hype the video if you guys have some hypes left. And then I'm not even in the middle. Okay. And then leave your comments down below. We are 75 subs away from 47,000, which is one step closer to our year-end goal of 50,000 members in the Tamily. I appreciate you guys that have been subbing and viewing and watching and commenting and liking and all that stuff. This is such an atypical season for us over here. But if you are watching me right now and you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I think it was like 53 or 54% of my viewers for Married at First Sight are not subscribed. So if that is you, come and be a member of the Tamily. All right. So, I am going to tuck my irritation in. Okay. I am not going to Meghann y'all. All right. We start off with Meghann and Derek. We get a bunch of flash scenes actually. Megann's dog likes Derek more than the dog likes her. I'ma just say it. When they were taking the dog out for a walk in the beginning of the episode, that dog did not want to walk next to Meghann. Like, it's interesting because like the dog could have walked between them. The dog wanted to walk only by Derek. I said, girl, even your dog knows you's a hateful ass wench. Even your dog, all right? Brittany and Will. So he's coming home from work and he's asking her about her soaps. And apparently she is like big into the soaps. We have heard her talk about these damn soap operas at least 2 or 3 times this episode. So she still watches, what's that called? General Hospital. I didn't even know that was still on. My mom used to be a really, really, really big soap opera girl, to the point where my mom worked first shift, my dad worked second shift. And when my mom was at work, my dad, back in the stone ages where we had VCRs, my dad would like daily tape her shows for her. So when she got off work, that was Mama Talks' reality TV. Okay. She was so into them soaps. And it's so funny because now that she's retired, she don't even watch them. And now she got all the time in the world, but whatever. So they have some banter while she is cooking dinner, and she was excited to show him her cooking skills. And I said, "Ooh, baby, you are showing him your air fryer skills?" Look, look, look. There's no shade about using an air fryer. I got an air fryer right there. However, I can cook. Truth be told, right? I don't have to gas it. You know, you can ask anybody that knows me. I can cook, right? Um, you are not showcasing your cooking skills by using an air fryer to cook salmon. Okay? I'm sorry, but you're not. Uh, nothing else needs to be said about that. So then they're sitting down eating, and she's all up in his face. Girl, it is salmon. It is salmon, Brittany. It's salmon. I would hope you wouldn't fuck it up. I would hope you wouldn't. Girl, it's salmon. They're eating dinner. He said it was good. He got done eating well before her, and she was like, "Do I eat slow?" No, you don't eat slow. You were just watching him eat. That's all. So we then see him slide a piece of hair off her plate. I gagged. What are we doing? And why are we being so cavalier about doing it. We're a little too cash for me. So then she was like, yeah, I'm shedding all over the place. Damn it, if you are shedding all over the place, you should have had a hairnet on, a bonnet on, a something. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Imagine how many hairs you ate. So then, I mean, this is why you can't eat at everybody's house. This is why you can't eat at everybody's house. Truth be told, if I know you have a dog or a cat and I'm not eating anything from your house. I'm gonna just be real with you. Um, but he's not bothered by the fact that because your cat helped you stir it. Your cat helped you stir it. Your dog helped you cook. Let me get myself together because I cannot believe he pulled that hair off her plate like that. Jesus. So she's asking him, does anything bother him? Because he's not bothered by her hair. He was like, it's fine, it's just hair. No, it's not just hair. I'm talking about if there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. If that's a wig, it's time to wash it. If those are bundles, it might be time to get a new one. What do you mean? It might be time to get new bundles, Brittany. It might be time to wash your wig. If that is your hair, that's the leave out, or your leave out, or what. Like, we will never make it seem as if it is okay for you to be shedding, right? So now she wants to know, what is one thing about her that annoys him? The fact that you're shedding while you're air frying salmon. He said having to reiterate himself over and over and over, which basically means I said what the fuck I said. And I know that's right, because if there is one thing about me that Tammy Tamara, do not like to do is repeat myself over and over and over, because I said what I said. Shout out to Nene Leaks. Like, I've never enjoyed repeating myself. You know what I mean? I feel like Brittany is looking for a reason to be upset. I feel like Brittany is looking for a reason to be upset. So they double back to the hair about how there's nothing she can do about it, and that's just not true. It is simply just not true, and it's not okay. We find out he's going on a work trip. He'll be gone for 3 to 4 days. He was like, as a kid, his father traveled for work and it was okay. He said they got to go on really good vacations with all the mileage and all the points and stuff that his father was able to get. As somebody that travels for work, when you're in a relationship, it has to be with somebody that is going to be okay with that. I don't even travel that much. I travel twice a year for work, maybe 3 times a year. And you got to make sure your person is cool with that. You do. And I kind of feel like it's for work. It's for work. He'll be back, Brittany. He'll be back. We pan over to Rhonda and Pat. So Rhonda said that they ended up going to bed together last night after their discussion, and she is happy that they are able to have these arguments and disagreements, and then they're able to come back together, and cuddle and do whatever, go bump in the night at the end of the evening. So Rhonda and Pat are talking, and she wants to make sure that Pat feels safe with her, because one of the things that he expressed to Dr. Pia was kind of like he doesn't feel safe because she's so direct, and she blows up at him, whenever he has a frustration or something he wants to voice to her. So she said that she will try to figure out how to create a safety net for him, since her directness is a bit much. Like I've said before, as somebody that is very direct, somebody that has been told that I speak very directly, I speak very matter of factly, we do have to realize that that does not work for everyone, right? The way that I talk to certain people, I just know that I can't talk to other people like that, friend or foe, or coworker. I'm learning that at work. Friend or foe or coworker or whatever. I have to kind of differentiate with the way that things come across. And I think that you should always be softer with your person. You know what I mean? The way that I might talk to y'all is different than the way that I might talk to my brother. Is different than the way that I'm gonna talk to this nigga right here. You know what I mean? So it depends, right? Each way is gonna be direct, but it's gonna be a different level of directness. So Pat wants her. We gonna get through this, y'all. Oh, I have such a headache. Okay. Pat wants Rhonda to do what Dr. P has suggested, which is basically when he does have a grievance of some sort for her, to basically let him get his feelings out. Let me get everything out that I need to get out without you interrupting, without you, sighing or doing all that dramatic body language. Let me get out what I need to get out. And then after that, you can have your opportunity to respond. But they have to have conversations about these things. It can't be I'm gonna say what I want, and then if you don't like it, you're gonna walk away or whatever the case. It can't be that type of time with y'all. We have to work through this. So she wants him to have some patience, Rhonda does, because she knows that she'll mess up. And Pat acknowledges he'll mess up too. That's human nature, right? Relationships are learning about each other, learning each other's triggers. Like y'all, I mean, damn it, y'all will be fine. Okay? Maybe. We'll see. So Belinda and Chad, and then Jalen and Josh are having a conversation. So they are outside because they're going to have a crawfish boil with the family. Um, I didn't see any seasoning, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I didn't see any seasoning. And then when they poured that corn out, it just looked like corn. And then when Jalen said it was spicy, I was like, yeah, but you're and so I feel like sometimes salt and pepper is spicy to y'all. You know what I mean? I would have appreciated seeing some flavor or some season, right? But that's just me. That's just me. Belinda did not want to suck the head off that crawfish. Girl, you better suck the head off that crawfish. Oh my God. Like if you're gonna commit, Belinda. I don't know, Belinda be kind of sometimes. I feel like she do a lot of silent listening and judging, and you can see it's written all over her face. You don't have to say a word. She's judging, and I don't really like that. So Belinda and Jalen go over to the side. Oh, Belinda's son was there, Jesse Jr. Little Jesse came on over too, have him some crawfish. So Belinda and Jalen are over talking to the side, and she lets Jalen know that Chad told her that he left her. And I said, okay, but she didn't say it back. She said that she doesn't want to say it just because he said it. She wants it to be organic, and she wants to really mean it. She also feels that that was his time, that was his moment, and she didn't want to take that away from him by saying it back. I said, girl, just say you don't love him. Say you're not there yet, Belinda, because you're talking in circles, right? So she said that love is brewing, is on the horizon. Okay. So Jalen is letting her know that Josh said, I love you as well. And I did say it back. One thing that I have noticed that when it comes to Belinda and Jalen is that they seem to want to one up each other in this experience. Walk with me. When Jalen got that updated ring, right? Belinda was very quickly. I got one too. I got one too. But this is just my loner ring, like in the middle, the mid step, and I'm gonna get the next one. Like that's how that conversation went. You know what I mean? And then now Belinda is saying, Chad told me that he loved me. Oh yeah, me and Josh said that too. It seems like they're trying to one up each other. And I personally I don't like that there's a mother and daughter on here, to be honest. To be honest, I don't like that a mother and daughter are on here because I feel like Josh is not getting one, he's not getting a full experience because of that, because she's not Jalen's mom, Belinda, is not going to be as hard on him as some other mothers would be. And but I don't mean for her to yell at him or whatever the case. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's not getting that true experience of how an in-law would kind of handle this. And then on the flip, I think that Belinda is a little too involved because when Jalen brings up the postnup, Belinda has concerns in case she gets a divorce. Here is my thing. Here is my thing. One is not your business, Belinda. Okay. Two, a postnup should be standard for all y'all asses because none of y'all know these other people. So the fact that y'all have the audacity, the gall, the temerity, the gumption to sit up here and marry somebody sight unseen and y'all don't want to postnup, to me is asinine. It truly, truly is. He owns a business. He owns a business. And I just kind of feel like it's not even a matter of you thinking that y'all are going to get a divorce. And I feel like maybe Jalen doesn't know what a postnuptial agreement can entail. But if he wants to protect his business, I don't see the issue in that. You weren't with him shooting in the gym. So why does it matter? So now Jalen is like, well, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to be a housewife. I don't want that. Belinda is like, because Belinda was a housewife. Excuse me, because remember, Jalen's dad was a baseball player, so her mother did not have to work. Jalen now feels that she may not be able to relate to her mother. Ain't Belinda's ass going to work now? What do you mean you won't be able to relate to her? Look, y'all not gonna piss me off with this. Jalen signed the fucking prenup because you were not entitled to half of this nigga's business and you just met him 2 weeks ago. Belinda, worry about your damn self. Worry about yourself. This is crazy. But then Belinda said something oh shit. Hold on. Belinda said something that I clocked. She said something like, I don't want you to be too independent. Belinda, listen. Worry about your own relationship. Worry about yourself and worry about what you got going on. But for you to encourage your daughter, Belinda was being super negative in this moment. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think she feels a way. She feels a way that it seems like Josh and Jalen might be a little further than her and Chad. Just my opinion. So Rhonda and Pat, she gets on my fucking nerves. So she is working the shit out of Pat with these plants. Like, child, I mean, they was doing a lot, okay? He was so tired, he done took his coat off. He was chugging water. I said, that is a man of a particular age. Rhonda, y'all ain't had no breaks. So Rhonda wants to explain to him why she was so like reluctant and initially like about them living together. So in Rhonda's second marriage, remember Rhonda is on her third, I believe. In her last marriage, she and her kids moved in a week before the wedding with her husband. And when they moved in, she felt like they were living in his house. So he had his like regular little bed or whatever, comforter, sheets, what did she say? Like the curtains and stuff like that. When she moved in, she wanted to make some changes. He wasn't going for that. And he told her, this is my house, my bedroom. I'll decide what we need changed. I said, that's okay, because I'd have moved out that day. That day would have been my last day. And so Rhonda is saying that she does not want to do that to Pat if he were to move in. And truth be told, I appreciate and I applaud Rhonda for having the wherewithal to even know that she could be that type of person, because you look like it, right? But I also think that Pat, like Pat said, it's about compromise. We just got to talk about this. Do I think Pat is going to move up in Rhonda's house and want to change everything? I don't. But do I think that Pat would want the house to look as if it is y'all living together and not him living in your house? Yes. But if that is the issue, I'm going to say it again. I said it once, I'm going to say it again. This is not the show for Rhonda. And I had somebody be a smartass in my comments and say, well, why isn't it the show? Because it's fucking not. This is Married at First Sight. I don't care what Shirley Ralph is doing. I don't care what Whoopi Goldberg is doing. I don't care what Dr. Pepper, what her childish ass name is doing. The design of the show is for two people to marry and live together as husband and wife. If you do not want to do that and live that way, this is not the show for you. But for you to come onto a show, and then you don't like, I don't understand this. I'm tired of Rhonda. Tired of Rhonda. Josh and Jalen. So Dr. Pia comes over and Dr. Pia was like, so I heard that y'all real agreeable. Y'all like everything. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get to some real shit, okay? So they're gonna play a game where they are gonna stand back to back. If they are neutral on something, um, they are going to take one step forward. If they disagree, they're going to stay where they are. And if they agree, they're going to take two steps forward. So the first question was something easy that they both agreed on. We then find out what I noticed. I will say this is everything that they stepped forward for agree with, and they both were. Oh, the first one was like something about his family and all that type of stuff. He was neutral. She was agree. The other questions, the subsequent questions after that, they both were saying that they agree about, but Josh continued to concede to what made Jalen happy. So, for instance, Jalen does not engage with any of her exes on social media, and she said because basically she don't trust herself. That's what it gave to me, right? Josh, on the other hand, was like, "Oh yeah, I still talk to an ex. We still follow each other, whatever the case." And Jalen kind of made a face, and Josh immediately was like, "You know what? Okay, that's cool. I won't talk to her because I see that it upsets you." Ah, ah, okay. So then nah, I didn't like that because later we see in the season that Jalen starts talking to an ex. I just gonna feel. So then the next question is how open are you to talking to your spouse about money? And they both do agree. And then Dr. Pia said, okay, let's talk the Postnup then. I said, let's talk, Dr. Pia. Get right into it. So Jalen is saying that initially she did not care about the Postnup because she's very okay with having her own. She doesn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't want to be a housewife. She wants to continue to work and earn her own money. Josh initially wanted the prenup, and now he wants to do away with it. Why? Why? Talking about, I know her. You don't know this lady. You don't know her. Here's the thing. But it would be different if Josh was the sole owner and proprietor of his business. You have business partners. And quite frankly, I would think that you're a liability, Josh, if one, you are willing to potentially give our business to somebody that you just met sight unseen. You know what I mean? I think it's irresponsible. I think it's completely irresponsible. You don't know her. You have known this lady, day 17 of marriage, and you're okay not getting a postnup anymore because she said that she's going to continue working? Who's to say she doesn't end up on like disability or something? What if something happens and she literally cannot continue to work? And because she cannot continue to work, y'all end up getting into a bunch of arguments and you end up divorced. And the next thing you know, she got your ass down to the courthouse wanting to take your business from you because she sat and wasted all her good years sitting up behind your ass. Like, this is irresponsible, Josh. It's irresponsible. And what really pisses me off about this is Belinda got into Jalen's head about this. I believe everybody should have a postnup. I see no problem. If I marry somebody next week and he says, Tammy, I want you to sign the postnup, bet. Cool. You protect yourself, I protect myself, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I will never understand. I feel like we get this every single season where somebody wants a postnup and the other person is like, you're planning our divorce. No, baby, I'm planning my future. That's what I'm doing. I'm protecting my future. Disgusted with Josh in this moment. You bending over backwards for this lady, and I don't understand why. Talking about if my business partner don't have an issue, he's a damn fool too. Belinda and Jalen. Jalen comes down to Belinda's apartment, and Chad left a note talking about some have a good weekend. I love you, and it just took Jalen to tears. She's all but a weep over that, and I'm like, so Belinda can see herself being with Chad forever. He's very sweet. I think they're cute together, to be honest. So cool. Jalen, go find you some business. Two scenes of you in back to back was too much. Derek. So Derek is meeting up with his friend. Don't remember his friend's name. Let's call him Sean. Okay. If I'm wrong, really doesn't matter. So he meets up with Sean, and Derek and Sean are having this conversation about how Derek wants kids, Derek wants a family. Now, Derek and Meghann are both 38 years old. Meghann really only wants one child. Derek has always wanted three. Now, realistically, Derek, and I'm glad that Derek clocked it, y'all are 38. So wanting three kids is a bit audacious. Very, very possible. Extremely possible, okay? But it is very audacious because she would literally have to go back to back to back with these kids, which is hard. We find out that Meghann has freezing, Jesus. Meghann has frozen her eggs. So, there's no issue with that. He then brings up how she gets extremely defensive whenever they talk about things, right? And this is something that he is just not willing to compromise on, and that's having a family. Now, Derek brings up how, remember they had the conversation back on the honeymoon with how Meghann was saying that she is scared about childbirth. Not scared to be a mom, but the physicality of pushing a baby, pushing a little watermelon up out of you is frightening to her, right? Derek is taking this to wonder if she will even want to have kids. Now, in Megann's defense, Derek, she never told you she didn't want to have kids. And if you felt that that's what you got from that conversation, you should have had a conversation with Meghann about it. You should have, right? So we pan over to Brittany and Will. She's FaceTiming him while he's traveling for work, and she asks him, was he social? And he was like, I sat next to people. I had to talk. Work trips can be draining. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Work trips can be draining because you're doing everything with these people. Um my trips are always just like 3 days, typically 4 days, really 3 sleeps, 4 days. And my trip that's coming up in January, it is going to be 5 sleeps and 6 days. My social battery is going to be so depleted, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. So, she kept saying how good he looked, and she was like, "Did you get your hair cut?" He was like, "No." She was like, "Oh my God, you look so good. You were just, oh my God, you look good." I was like, okay, okay, girl. So he lets her know that he does miss her, and they have a little flirty, little cheesy phone call. It was cute. I appreciated both of them. Um, I thought it was a cute moment with them. She then says in her confessional that they are good with the intimacy now, and we get some nanny cam footage. Were they fucking in the kitchen? Cause it was some okay. It was some move. I was like, are y'all fucking in the kitchen? I know we on the Peacock, but my God, today, okay? So we pan over to Meghann and Derek. They go to her office space so he can kind of see what she does. She sells commercial real estate. Now, I was confused because it looked like she was in a big storage locker. But maybe that's just how the offices are there because people had like their whole cars up in there. But cool. Okay. Her office was very nice. She had like a little pool table. She had a bar in there, like a little wet bar. And then she had one of those like hook games where you throw the damn hooks, the rings at the hooks on the wall. So they're playing this and it's cool. It's fine. It's great. Hip, hip, hooray. And then Derek is like, hey, I want to run something by you. I went out with Sean, and Sean brought up the issue of like family planning. And, he just wanted to know where we are with it. Meghann immediately is pissed. She was like, well, that's for you to bring up, not me. On one hand, I see what Meghann is saying. I see what Meghann is saying. The way that Derek phrased it is my friend wants to know what's good. So I'm gonna ask you to tell him, as opposed to saying, I was talking to my friend about this, and it got me to thinking and wondering, and I wanted to have a conversation with you about it. It's all in the way that he phrased it. So Meghann is like, so what do you want to know? What does your friend want to know? Derek is like, so, I mean, do you want to have kids? Meghann gets pissed and said, of course I want kids. Otherwise, I wouldn't have frozen my damn eggs. I said, you can freeze your eggs and still change your mind, but okay. So Meghann then said, and if you really know me, anyone that really knows me knows that I really want to have kids. He don't know you. He just met you. He just met you. Meghann, of course, feels what? Blindsided, y'all. Blindsided, ambushed, bamboozled, led astray. Anytime somebody wants to have a conversation with Meghann that they did not give her notes and an agenda for earlier in the day and give her at least 3 to 4 business days to review, she is bamboozled. Meghann, you were not blindsided. He's asking you a question. You're having a conversation. How is Derek asking you, your husband, asking you if you want kids? How is that blindsiding you, Heifer? Please explain. I will wait right down here. How is that blindsiding you? She now feels that he is not allowed to have an opinion on how she feels, and I very much beg to fucking differ because I have a lot of opinions about it. So Derek said that, look, this is my concern, okay? You get defensive. This is why I don't bring shit up, okay? This is why, because I am scared. I am scared, okay? So now Meghann feels like he's playing games and she gets up and walks away. Skip your ass on home. Derek, go home, pack up, and divorce. Make today your decision day. Brittany and Will, he comes back from his trip. She is watching what? Her stories. She kept asking if he needs anything. Girl, you want intimacy. Y'all are sitting on the couch being intimate. He's telling you he just wants to be up under you, and you want to get up off the couch for what? For what? Did you find out why that hair was shedding? Did you wash that hair? Did you wash that hair? That could be why you're shedding. So they have the little parties. I guess we don't get the housewarming parties with the friends and family anymore. Bummer. So the guys are all meeting up to kind of hang out, and they are playing a game where they want to go around and ask everybody, describe your wife in one word. Josh gave a sentence. We said one word. Okay. Will said learning. He said that, every day they are learning more about each other, learning how to interact with each other, learning about each other, learning each other's triggers. Pat said that he and Rhonda just approach life in a very different way. Y'all do. Y'all do. Meanwhile, the girl, and then Derek talks about how Meghann is a whole fucking weirdo. The girls are downstairs talking, and Rhonda said that Pat is a genuinely nice person. Too bad you weren't. Too bad you weren't. He deserves better. Brittany said that her and Will have been yo-yoing up and down, but they are still dedicated to each other. And a big part of it is because they're married. She said it because if they were just dating, this shit would have been over. But they're dedicated to each other, and that must mean that they genuinely like each other, right? That attraction with them is starting to enhance. Rhonda said that, she got philosophical. And she said that when you go through change, it requires you to change. I said, look in the mirror and tell yourself that 3 times, Rhonda, and then go to bed. Meghann had nothing positive to say. Meghann had nothing negative to say. She just said that they are working through things. She's very tight-lipped about what they're going through. In her confessional, she's like, we just had this big argument and I don't feel the need to put my business out there. I respect it. I'm all for it. I think what we have seen one too many times on this show is somebody comes and Ron tells that about all their business in the group. And it's just, you don't need everybody in your business, okay? So Chad comes home and he a little litty litty, okay? And he's dancing and emphasizing, okay? The scene is running through my head. Your haircut is boring. Tasha gonna get her gun. We scared. Like, y'all remember the game? When I start doing my throwback reviews again, I'm gonna have to do that particular episode. But anyways, Chad comes in, he's a little litty litty, and he's dancing, and you can tell that he is ready for. But Belinda is not, because Belinda is low-key giving prude a little bit. And I don't know if I think that Belinda truly likes Chad. I think Belinda likes how Chad treats her, but I don't think she does really like Chad. So Chad just kept telling her how beautiful she was and how much he likes her. And he tells her that he loves her. And she said it back kind of reluctantly. I was not convinced, but that's just me. And then they decide to retire to the bedroom for a night of. I said, okay, get into it. Meghann and Derek, they get home and he asks her, so tell me about girls' night. There's nothing to tell. I said, oh, ma'am, your attitude is very stank right now, Meghann. What's the energy for, Meghann? What's the energy for? So she was like, what did you talk about? He said, I told it all. I told every goddamn thing. So Derek is like, look, I told the truth, Ruth, okay? Meghann did not want to share their issues, and she feels that their issues and their problems should be kept just between the two of them. And she's like, is that okay? Do you understand? I want to say, put your eyes back in their sockets. Got your eyes completely bugged. Relax, Meghann. Shit, you acting like... Derek does not think he did anything wrong, okay? Meghann is like, well, if I feel a way, it is not for you to judge how I feel. You don't get to dictate what he does either, though, Meghann. Here's the thing, and I see what Meghann is trying to say. I promise I do. Meghann is saying, on one hand, if I feel sad or if I'm upset about something, you don't get to criticize me or judge me for it. I get it. I 1,000% and 27% believe. 1,027.92278.5. I believe that, okay? I agree with that. However, because I'm a Libra and my scales are always going to tip, okay? However, you don't get to tell Derek how he should feel. If Derek is irritated or confused or fed up with how you feel about something, you don't get to tell him how to feel about something either. And that's the part that Meghann is not getting. Yeah, you got part A of it, but then there's also part B, and that is how Derek is feeling. The world does not revolve around you. The sun does not rise and set on your ass, Meghann. It doesn't. It does not, right? So Derek feels away. So we visibly see him tense. And Meghann is like, so you're tense? You're tense? Not you being mad that he's upset. Not you being mad that he's upset. So she gets up, and as always, she's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna run away when it gets hard. She runs her ass to the bedroom, slams the door, and then opens the door. Can I talk to you in private? Can I talk to you? So Derek walks in. Meghann is upset. How dare you? How dare you say that I don't want children? I'm mad that you feel that way. I'm mad that you feel that way. I'm mad that I always have to make up and apologize for something that I didn't do. I didn't do anything wrong. I always have to come and apologize to you. Take some fucking accountability. That's what I want. I want you to take accountability. For what? For what? What is Derek taking accountability for? Derek is asking her verbatim, what did I do wrong? How could I have handled that better? And Meghann doesn't have an answer that makes sense. She doesn't. She doesn't have an answer that makes sense. So then she walks smooth across the apartment and then holding poor Zoe as hostage. Zoe don't want to be with you with this bullshit. So she's holding the dog. She goes into the other bedroom or bathroom, wherever she goes, and now she's talking about some fuck that shit. I'm out of here. But take your stupid ass home then, Meghann. Girl, go. Go. Because this is the thing. You don't like Derek, right? You don't like Derek. And see, the real issue is your mama. Because the fish is going to stink from the head all the way down. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. I have a headache. I'm going to go to sleep. My eyes hurt. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me and rocking with me over on the channel. I hope this video was not painful. If it was, I apologize. I will be better on Thursday. Have a good night.